I went out with somebody. She wanted to talk in person after the breakup. Okay, and I've never done that, but okay, let's see how this goes. So we go out, and everything's going fine, and we have some food. We're yapping, and then we go to leave, and the subway's right there by where we were. She's like, and she's kind of like half joking. It seems like, well, this is my stop. I'm like, okay, see you later, and I start walking. And then she texts me.
No Christian side hug?
There was a hug. There's a weak hug. And then I started walking away, and then she texted, well, I mean, we can still walk around for a little bit and talk. And I go, okay. And so I turn around, and then we start walking.
See, why did you turn around? You could be like, no, I'm going home.
Because maybe she had more she wanted to get off her chest. I'm the one who
Well, then that's, I mean, all right. Then that's not your problem. That's her problem.
Okay, so you go back.
So I go back to the woman. And so we start walking, and we're fairly close to my house. And she says, how about I'll walk with you to the subway closer to your place, and then I'll be on a subway, and we're still talking more. I'm like, okay. So we start doing that, but nothing's really being said because there isn't more to be said. So, we're making little comments like, look how mature we are, good for us. She says, was it awkward for you? I'm like, yeah, sure, it's a little awkward, but we did well. Next thing you know, we're passing my house to get to the subway a block away. And so we're across the street from my house. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
And so she goes to turn towards my side of the street instead of walking the following block. Mm-hmm. And she goes, so we'll go this way. I go, no, the subway's this way. We'll go this way. So then she kind of shrugs, and we walk that way to the subway.
What were you thinking at that point? Because I know it
like
seems
I know what's happening, and I knew what was happening.
Is that when you figured out what
was leading up to that? Like
why would it be? Why
would he guess that?
You're not supposed to trust people? What?
You're supposed to know if someone likes you more than you like them, and not like continue hanging out with them.
Right, yeah, right. So I shouldn't have given this woman an extra hangout in person. Right. So there you go.
Yeah, but considering
shame.
that men are called cold and callous and...
Or not right away. I mean, you can, but give it a minute. Wasn't it like 43 minutes after you guys broke up?
It's probably a week.
So that might be it's still a little raw. I would give it more time. Or at least until she gets laid by someone else.
So now do you do the breakups in person or not? This is very confusing.
I do the breakups in whatever format we had been hanging out.
Well, we've been hanging out. I've been having sex.
So then I would do it during sex. That's how you communicate.
Wait, this next hang was a week after you broke it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems a little short to me, frankly.
So you break it off, you don't talk, and then a couple months later you see if everyone's okay.
Or wait until like her Instagram is like, I'm so delighted I got laid last night, and then you can be like.
So follow her on Instagram.
No, that seems predatory. It seems like, oh, now that you're happy, I'm sliding in.
It's just
not sliding in, but just that she's moved on. Like
funny.
I feel like a week isn't really enough time to move on.
I think
especially if you really like someone.
I think you're saying both. You have to listen to the person and respect what they're saying and believe them, and at the same time understand when you know you're really right, and do that. Do break up with a person. Well, not right away, in person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't want to do the in-person breakup because...
But you do that.
I mean, if it's a serious relationship, yeah. But if it's like a Tinder, we've been sort of going out. Like, he's not my boyfriend. I didn't use the boyfriend word.
We've been fucking fairly regularly.
Right.
Is that worth it in person?
I don't know. It depends on...
I thought you were right to do it in person.
Of course.
They were connecting on a friendship level. Like, they had enough time where they were considering whether they're going to get serious or not, and they decided not to. So that was kind of more the breakup. They weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but it was like, okay, you want what I can't give you, I got to end this.
And then you hung out with her a week later.
Did she initiate that?
Come on over, Andrea. Andrea's saying, am I crazy or do none of these stories make any sense?
Really?
I'm not sure
okay.
who she's speaking of, quite frankly.
Both of these, I think you're just not understanding one another is what's happening here, because you're saying that he was mean to hang out with her, but...
Who was it? Sorry, who's who?
Carrie is saying that you're mean to hang out with her.
With this girl, yeah.
Yeah, that you're being manipulative to hang out with her.
Right.
But I don't agree. I don't understand what's manipulative about that.
Yeah, I think it's a little manipulative to want that validation a week after you already like crushed her. You give it a little more space, a little more breathing room.
I'd rather give all the breathing room. I don't want to meet, but it seems that's what this person wants. So I'm like, okay.
I think what happened was she still wanted to keep things going with you, or perhaps wanted to maybe hook up one last time, some sort of like after still yearning. So she asked to meet up in person and was kind of using that as an opportunity to kind of get back in there. That's what Hamdo was saying when you said manipulative, was that the woman was being manipulative in this situation. Keith read it as like, I'm going to believe that you just want to hang out and be my friend. That's not really what happened there. And then this ends with her trying to sleep with you again.
And it's
I think Keith in his innocence
Right.
thought that this is a person who gave me their time, who we slept with each other, who likes me, and if she wants to meet a week later, and she
for the
agrees,
breakup to be in person, basically.
yeah, then
Right, so
then
she
as
wants-
a dude who always
okay.
gets called callous and like people
Right.
are like
so you want the closure, like I'll give her the gift of like having in-person closure.
the thing that she asked for.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you did the right thing.
So we walk past, she wants to go to my house, and I go, no, let's walk to the subway. We get to the subway. She goes, I don't really want the subway. Maybe I'll take a cab. Maybe I'll come back to your place and wait for a cab. And I'm like, well, it's just funny you said that in this spot, because literally this is a cab spot and there's 7 behind you right now. She goes, it's so late though. Like, what? Like you've come to my house later.
Right.
You know?
You've showed up later.
It's not that late. And I go, nah, we can't. She goes, okay. And then go for a hug goodbye, and her hand is up the back of my shirt. And I go, okay, can't do this, but don't you kind of want to?
Yee.
And I'm like, okay, I can't. And so I say goodbye. I start walking away. I look back, and she's still hanging there.
I just want to point out
She sounds like drunk me.
this to me this
Really?
sounds very, very scary. And the only reason why it's not actually scaring me is because the sex
genders are reversed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sex is reversed, and because if a dude was clearly trying those manipulations, I would actually be fearful, because we're so close to my house and you keep trying to manipulate, trying to get in there for sex.
Well,
Right.
And closeness.
She's trying to use sex because she wants to be back with him. That's
Right.
her
And that's
tool.
that's what had worked previously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, but hand up the shirt.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's bold.
That's honestly that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like
That is fucked up. It is way more fucked up than we're giving it credit, because she's female, and I get that, and he can dominate her and obviously like push her away.
Yeah.
But that's fucked up, because she just now went to physically trying to manipulate
Right.
him, because all the rest of the manipulations weren't working. So now she went physical. That's really
Right.
fucked up. That is next level of fucked up. I don't care that she's female.
So I start walking back,
Oh, the story's not over?
and then I
No.
hear a whistle, and
So you're walking towards your place?
walking towards my place. Because she said, how about we walk around for one more block?
Oh, Jesus.
And I go, I know that means the block the other way to my house, a block away, right? So I say, no, I can't. And I start walking away. And she's like, okay, goodbye. And then about halfway through the block, I hear a whistle. I don't turn around. Then I get text on my phone, something like, I'm coming over. What are you going to do, not let me in?
Oh, my God.
So I'm walking faster. I don't look if she's behind me.
Jesus, fuck.
I turn the corner to my place. I run to my place.
Oh, my God.
That's so scary.
I get inside. I lock the door. I get main door. I get into my place. I lock that door. Lights are off. I'm in bed like a ghost is chasing me.
Then is that the end of the story?
No.
Then what the fuck?
Okay, can we just admit, because again, this is like a 6'2" guy talking, and it. But this whole story is very, very scary.
Well, yeah, because even though she's smaller than him, it's
Well,
like,
yeah, it didn't start off that scary. No, you're right.
yeah, no, it didn't start off that scary, but she's smaller than him, but she can go through the cracks or something. She's going to be under your
So you
bed.
don't want a lunatic outside your apartment.
Yeah.
And she's now crossing I'm going to follow you home. What are you going to do? Not let me in?
Yeah.
Is crossing a line.
And when I lock the door, you think if the roles were reversed, would you tell your friend? Would you already call the police?
I'd be on a phone call with somebody. If
Yeah.
it's not the police, because I don't trust the police will come and make it better, it's one of you guys. I don't know. You're gonna hear from me.
Right,
That's
and-
scary.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, let's say a man was coming after me. A man probably can't buzz other people's doors and try to get into my place, right? But a woman easily can.
Right.
Right.
I think this woman can find a way to get to the back of my house
Sure.
through my screen door or something, you know?
Oh, good tip.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Well, it's a trick.
If
It's not a
she's
screen door.
listening
It's
now.
a giant window, Carrie. Come on. So anyway, I'm in bed and I'm like, I'm breathing heavy, and then I hear,
Holy shit.
That's so scary.
and then about 15 minutes later, bzzz.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't like the story
At this
anymore.
point, I have my phone completely off, and
Like
then-
as if your phone can get you.
right. And then at 4 a.m., I don't want her to see I'm there. We use WhatsApp so you can see when the other person's there.
Yes.
I don't want her to see what's there. I don't want it to ding, and she's on the other side of the door somehow because a guy let a woman in. And then at like 4, this is around midnight. About 4 a.m, I check my phone, and it seemed about half hour later. It was, I'm in a cab. I'm not really stalking you. Okay, good night.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I think she probably had a come to moment like, wow, this is really
like,
crazy.
I've really gone over the edge. I'm glad she at least had that self-awareness, but
Right.
it did get a little dicey in there for a second.
Yeah.
And have you talked to her since? Or wait, first of all, is that the end of the story?
The next day, she was embarrassed, was sorry that she did it.
Okay, good.
I ignored it. Then she goes, well, the silence is deafening.
Yes, yes.
Do you hate me? And then I don't write anything. And she goes, you're not answering. I'm
Yeah.
like, what am I going to say?
No.
No, I do not hate you. And that was the last time we talked.
Okay.
Yay.
KeithAndTheGirl.com.
It doesn't hurt to subscribe.
Who cares? The whole thing's dumb. These are dumb.